It'd help if I turned the camera on.
Yeah, it would work a little better.
Okay. Well, turning to Chuck Osborne, he certainly has been a significant factor in your time as North Canton council person. Looking back, what do you have to say about Mr. Osborne?
You know, he's I would say, best. I remember serving with him when he first came on. He came on, he tried for the appointment that Marcia got, and we didn't give it to him. Then he ran and successfully won at large. And he got into the meetings and he jumped right in and took over for the zoning, and it became utter chaos. He would start apostolizing out here in the audience. We'd gavel the meeting closed and go home. He'd still be talking. But as far as his ability, Chuck's got a good mind. He's very thorough. Unfortunately, in my opinion, that's only my opinion, he'll research to the point where it bolsters his point of view. Every argument has two sides. I say that's agree to disagree. Somewhere in the middle is the answer. If everybody agrees, it's not a good negotiation. If you're both unhappy, it's a very good negotiation. And again, I refer back to his years as a lawyer, you know that. But Chuck's a bright guy. If he would not spend so much time on every little thing, he would find that he's called upon for counsel, for advice. He'd be called upon by the mayor for certain things. But as long as he takes every little thing, now I understand he's taking the minutes apart, saying that they're not correct. I don't know what it is if he just wants to be right, but pick a cause, a significant cause, and run with it. I mean, I remember when he was picketing outside here with a sign against the water line, which he was right on. Mayor Rice put a water line and it ran nowhere. But he got a picket sign, went up and down the street. I mean, we just weren't ready for him when he first came. I don't know if we're ready for him now.
Do you think that council as a whole is super sensitive to Mr. Osborne?
You know, I think what it is I don't know if that's it. I think there's too much politics involved. I mean, this job requires leadership in the council, and I don't always agree with Mayor Held. And he's telling you the truth. I started speaking every morning at Mayor Held, 7 a.m. He'd call me, and I'd talk to him for an hour, talk to him at lunchtime, talk to him in the evening, sometimes till 10, 11 o'clock at night. You know, he sought my advice. He knew I was learned and I was experienced in that. And I think that's what's lacking right now. They're afraid of Chuck because, you know, they're picking every little thing apart. So, but you can't have a leader that, you know, will move either way. Take a stand and say, Chuck, I don't agree with you. You know, you may be right, but I don't agree with you. But when he is right, you got to agree with him. And he's right as many times as he's wrong. I can't paint him as a civic, but unfortunately, he's lost a lot of credibility with people because, you know, they make him the buffoon and people love to read about that. When I go around now, I was at church on Sunday and a man came up to me, he said, North Canton lost the best councilman they ever had. I said, that's a very high compliment. And he's an elected official in the county. And I thought, God, that's a nice compliment. He says, but I bet you're not happy. I bet you're happy you don't have to put up with Osborne anymore. Well, really, I am not. I used to love to banter with him because I know how to get his goat.
Well, and you talked a lot with Chuck outside council meetings.
Absolutely. And I had no problem. I had dinner with him and his wife. His wife's very bright. She gets frustrated. I mean, she doesn't really care about politics, I don't think. She's a very educated woman, but she's protecting her husband, which is rightfully so. You know, she's saying, don't make fun of my husband. Make sure you got the points. Don't criticize him on the merits. Don't make it personal. Chuck never made it personal. Always took it on the merits. I will give him that credit. Never took it to where it was a personal thing. And he never did that.